exclusive.
Hey there, it's 4B Mac, and with you once again. This is going out to a YouTuber known as Chthonios. If you're not subscribed to him, please do so. And he's talked about e-begging and what's wrong with e-begging. I don't think it's necessarily what's wrong with e-begging per se, because again, you talk about buskers on the street, and if it's something like that where let's say for example, where Coffin used to do his like 24-hour blog TV sessions and ask for a bit for charity or for himself, then that's fine, you know, because you are providing a service. It's when people do it and don't do it for no good reason. Let's say, for example, let's take the Thunderfoot situation as a case in point. Here's a man who gets, what, about 2,000 views, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, per video. I see that you get $1 per 1,000 views. You can imagine how much money he gets per video. Now, he asked his subscribers to give him money. Now there are numerous ways that he could do so without directly asking for money. He could put it on a view to pay thing, just like any film that's on here does. He can activate his Google Plus account that we know he has. He could do more ones of tens of them, but no, he asked his fans who've asked him to do science videos, which he refuses to do. So there is a problem there because you're being dishonest about what you're doing with the money. Now, if you put it on a view to pay, then if people want to watch that, then they can do so at their own behest. But again, the fact that he's taking these people's money and not done what they asked is a little bit. It's suspicious, but again, I can understand it because that's what Thunderfoot does. He likes to do attack videos because that's just how he does these YouTube videos. So again, Thunderfoot is on the. It's a bit slimy, but again, we'll live with that. But let's take two people who have e-begged for well, actually, let's take three. Because way in the past, I'll just remind me of another one. TJ, the Amazing Atheist, e-begged for, I think free speech for two websites. One was Free Speech Vids, the other being non-productive. Now, I don't know how much money Free Speech Vids was. I think it was around 30 to 40,000. If somebody knows the actual amount, please post it down below. But then he asked for 30,000 for non-productive. Now, we've just got non-productive now, and I'll leave videos from Straight Dope and Atomic Number on what they've done, or what he's basically done, and how he hasn't really spent that much, all the money that was invested to him. Now, what did he spend his money to? Now, some people thought he spent it on his recent wedding. I'm not going to say whether he spent it on his recent wedding or not. Yeah, but again, he's basically taken people's money and not really done with it what they asked, and that's the problem. It's a dishonesty issue. Let's talk what happened with Venom Fight Gex, where he asked for, I think it was 50,000. Everything, if people paid to him 50,000. He would use that amount to go towards his ministry, and anything else would be donated to Six Kids Hospital in Canada. Now, the problem is that he went back on his word, and that's why we got the MSF charity as a sort of counterpoint to what the dishonest tactics he was doing. So it's a dishonesty thing that was really annoying people. The third is probably one you've heard of, is Brett Keane. Now, Brett Keane used to do this all the time, where he would basically say that his family was being, kicked out of their house, in Missouri. He'd do this every so often. Now, there've been numerous YouTubers, Shredder is Alive, Jones are, Dylan and Cole even, who pointed out that he would not lose his home. He'd actually just be placed in a cheaper one for his needs. No, he would always ask for certain amounts, and it'd be funny how those amounts would correlate to his Amazon wish list and the stuff that people wouldn't buy for him. It would always be the exact amount. It won't be one pence higher or lower. It'd be the exact amount of everything he wanted on his Amazon wish list. And that's it. It's the dishonesty. Because there's been people here who've eBayed for legitimate reasons. Let's see, Toy for the Bronx, Desert File, a couple of others who've basically said, look, I need money for medical bills. Now, let's say I did that. Now that would be dishonest because I live in the UK, and unless it was something really specialised, let's say for example it was like a thing where I couldn't get it unless I had £2,000, then I really don't need to ask for other people to pay that for me. And that's the problem, is that there's a difference between legitimate, which is something like busking, and illegitimate, which is something like, as I said, what Brett Keane or The Amazing Atheist or Verified Next. It's the dishonesty that's the problem. And so whenever somebody does it, that suspicious thing, it's like that, what's the word, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, shame me twice, shame on me. You know, it's sort of like you don't want it to be fooled more than once. And that is, it's the fact that you think that somebody's been dishonest. Now, if I had something which I need somebody to pay for me for, I'd be honest about it. I don't believe in like I could have eBayed. I mean, been a couple of times since I've been on here that I've been in debt. I know I'm going to get crucified by the soil now, but I worked hard and I got myself out of it. But I never asked for people to pay for it. I don't think that's right to ask for people. You know, I got myself into trouble. I should get myself out of it. That's what I thought. Anyway, it's still what I think. You know, if I get myself into financial difficulties, I'm the one who got myself into it. I should get myself out of it. And you know, it's only if, like, as I said, it's a sudden payment that I couldn't help that I probably would ask for it. And that's the problem. It's the imposition onto people that you don't really know that well. I think that's what people have. Anyway, if you want to do a response, that's more than fine. Anyway, this has been 4G Max, 4G Make a True out.